Hey team, Professor Blowers here. Excited to work on the first PowerPoint project with you. So this should look familiar. Now keep in mind, I'm teaching two classes that are using PowerPoint, so the due dates may be different. But in this case, this is the first time we're diving into the A and B projects, the quiz and the grader. This assignment, just a heads up, we're working on the grader. It's called Northern Lights, and this is how you access it. So once you log into our My Lab IT course, click on Course Materials, and then you'll see PowerPoint 1G Northern Lights down here. Go ahead and click that. Wait for it to load. It'll open up in a new tab and give you the instructions. Now, I have another video on how to submit a grader. All right? And so just wanted to make sure that you know how to do that. But that's in another video. So I'll forward that later. First order of business, you'll download the materials. Here's all the files. Go ahead and download them. And it'll show up as a compressed folder. So what you can do is right click and click show in folder. And there it is right here. You can extract it. So click this button up at the top, extract all. I just choose the same folder, extract, and boom, there it is. So these are all the files that you're going to need. The Word document is the instructions. The final result is right here, so that's what we will work towards. But the file that you need to open first, pardon me, shouldn't have closed that. The file that you'll open first is the one on the top, PowerPoint 1G Northern Lights. And so bear with me just a moment. They're verifying it, making sure this video is still working. It appears the audio is working. So again, let us know if you have any questions. And it is being verified still, so just a quick moment. Let's have a look at the final result. So 5 slides. This is how it should look. And it'll always be called finalresult.jpg. This one, here's the set of instructions. That's fine. And let's just make sure that you're able to get this. You're welcome to enable editing. A lot of people, what they'll do is after they've finished a step, they'll go ahead and highlight it so that they know where they're at on the set of instructions here. The project description, we're going to edit an existing presentation that describes the Northern Lights, something I haven't had the privilege to see. And so let me Control Z a few times. That's how a lot of folks will work on the project. I'm just going to click back. You'll want to enable editing on your PowerPoint file. At the moment, there's only 2 slides. And the first instruction will be to, of course, open the file, but that's not worth anything. And then it says replace all occurrences of the text north with northern. All right, so we're gonna find anytime it says north and replace it with northern. All right. So for 5 points, make sure that the first slide is active, and make sure that you are here on the Home tab, which I already am. Over on the right in the editing group, go ahead and click on replace. And we want to replace anytime it says north. So type in north, capital N, press tab, and we'll place it with, we will replace it with northern, capital N. Then click the button replace all, and notice how on this slide and on the preview for the next slide, anytime, just like Microsoft Word, we have the word north, it'll replace it with 1 click, 2 replacements, northern. Click OK, and that's all for that step on step number 3. And just to make sure, there's actually one more step on step number 2. The last thing you'll do is change the layout of the slide on slide 1 to title slide. So while still in the Home tab, in the Slides group, go ahead and click on Layout, and then right here is the title slide. And just like that, it'll pop up some design ideas, which are very curious, and I think they're very professional looking. But for the sake of this project, you can go ahead and just click the X on design ideas, and we can move on for real this time, to step number 3. And now we get to move on to themes, which is really exciting. So go ahead at the top from the Home tab, click on Design for the Design tab. And this one right here, if you hover over these, you can preview all the different themes and it'll tell you the name, which is a really great feature. But I know that this here's the Ion theme, and the variant that we want is the second blue one, which is right here. All right, so Design tab, Ion theme, click that one, and then you want to use the variant, the second one, which is a deeper, more ocean-like blue. We still don't need the design ideas on the right-hand side, so go ahead and close that out. And with that, we are 10 points out of 100 here. We're on to step number 4, and we're going to change the slide size to widescreen. Step number 4 for 5 points. And this is a quick one. So while still on the Design tab, on the right-hand side, we're over in the Customize group. Click on Slide Size. And as step 4 asks, change the slide size to widescreen 16:9. Voila. Step number 5 wants us to display slide number 2. And so go ahead and click that second slide for step number 5. And so let's go to the Home tab. And we will click on, in the Slides group, click on Reuse Slides. Pardon me, I already had it open. So after you've clicked Reuse Slides, click on Browse, and we need to find that file. So mine's already open, but you can go to your Downloads folder, click in here, and it's the one called P01G_slides. Go ahead and double click it, and it wants us to add slide 2, so click Insert Slide, and click on slide 3. Insert that slide as well. And that's that. From here, all you do is click on slide 2. You're welcome to close the Reuse Slides panel on the right-hand side. And then we're on to step number 6. All right? So bear with me for another 10 points. And so just a note for our grader. Anytime you see something written in blue, let me pull up the instructions. Yep. Just making sure that that's working. Pull up the instructions right here. Anytime something's written in blue, so for step number 6, for viewing, it says add the words for viewing, and then in the same slide, increase the list level. Okay, so we actually have to type that in. So back to the PowerPoint here, click right here, spacebar, type 4, forgot the letter V, for viewing, right? And then click right here, right before the L in late. And what we'll do, or what we want to do, is increase the list level, right? And so what you do in the Home tab, in the Paragraph group, there's a button right here to increase the list level. I usually just press the Tab button on both Mac and PC. And then it also looks like the next one, just making sure, second and third bullet points here. So I'll press Tab on that because I know it works. You can also increase or decrease the list level up here, Home tab, Paragraph group, right? And so for step number 7, we're going to keep this slide 2 still displayed, and it says select the title, change the font size to 32. And so let's go back here. The title is right up top there. Click into this text box and either click and drag. And what's nice about this is that you can just from right here, change the title to 32. You also could do it at the top right there as well. So we've changed the font size to 32, and then we've got to go to the Notes pane next and type in the lights reach their peak in September and March. All right, so step number 7 for 10 more points. And you'll find the Notes pane right at the bottom. Let me show you right here. This is the Notes pane, and so I believe with the title selected, let me double check on that. So deselect the title. All right, so just like that, slide 2 still displayed. Down at the bottom, click this right here. It says Notes, and it says click to add notes. You'll see your cursor blinking in there, and type the lights reach their peak in September and March. Now the grader is sensitive to this period at the end, capitalizations, any spelling mistakes. You will be marked down by the system for even the most minor mistakes. So make sure that you have this written as it's supposed to. Put in a period right there, and then you're welcome to collapse the notes pane right there. And step number 8 for another 10 points, you're going to start by clicking on to slide 3, select the paragraph of text, which would be this. And so select all of this, not the title. And we're being asked to change the font color. Change the font color to, in the last column, third color. All right, so let's go to font color. Last column, let me just make absolutely sure. Last column, third color, which 1, 2, 3. Let's make sure this is the one. Bear with me just a second. And to be clear, we do count the one at the top, and this may come up a few times. But on our PowerPoint, with the text selected, go up here to the font color, click it. It says last column, third color. For some of you, this may be green. There might be a glitch right here, something going on with PowerPoint. For me, it's gray, but just go ahead and select the last column, third one, including the top one, and then click that. It says change the font size to 16. So we're at 17. So click right up here, Home tab, Font Group, change that to 16. And then apply bold, which is right here, or Control or Command B. And that's step number 8. All right. And so for step number 9, we'll be changing the line spacing to 1.5. And centering the paragraph and title slide. So bear with me a moment for 5 more points. Step number 9. This is a pretty quick step. And so with your paragraph still selected, you'll want to center that. So Home tab, Paragraph Group, center it. After you center that, you want to center the title as well. So select all of that. Make sure that that is also centered. I'm starting to notice that I may not have applied a theme correctly to all of the slides, but bear with me a moment as I work on that. Once you have these centered, what you'll do is in the, again, Home tab in the Paragraph Group, this button right here is the line spacing button, and pardon me, it's actually this right here that we want to change. So select all of that, Paragraph Group, change the line spacing to 1.5. All right. So we've done that. We've centered the paragraph in the slide title, and we are set and ready to move on to step number 10. And we're going to keep slide 3 still displayed. And what step 10 is asking us to do is to format the picture with the soft edge rectangle picture style and the marker artistic effect. I'll show you how to do that real quick. So here's a fun one. We're still on slide 3. Go ahead and click on the picture of the Aurora Borealis, and notice at the top that brings up our picture format tab. Go ahead and click in there. That brings up various picture styles, and the one that we're looking for is soft edge rectangle, right? And so go ahead, that's the one right here. You can also hover over all of the different picture styles to preview ones that you're interested in. For the sake of the project, to get the points anyways, soft edge rectangle is the one that you want. And now we're going to apply the marker artistic effect. So staying where we're at with the picture format tab still active because our picture is still selected, over in the adjust group, you'll see a button called artistic effects. Go ahead and click that. And the one that we're looking for, that's right, marker should be the second one. You can, again, hover over all of these and test them out, see what you like. And I'm just hovering. I'm just moving my cursor over each one to see which effect it will give the picture. The one for the project is this one right here, marker. Click it, and that will finish step number 10. Step number 11, the first order of business is to click onto slide number 4. And in the content placeholder on the right, which is this right here, this is a content placeholder. It says from your downloaded files, insert the picture P01G lights. All right, so in the placeholder, let's see here. We can do pictures, stock images, video, etc. Click on the pictures button. That'll pop this up right here. So let's navigate to our downloads. Here's the folder that we extracted, unzipped, and the picture, just to be sure, is called PO1G Lights. And there it is right here. So I double click in this case. You could also click and press insert. And we're in business. There's the picture placed in the content placeholder. This will talk about automatic alt text, which is really important. So please read into alternative text. And design ideas comes up, but I don't believe that we need it because all we need to do after this, after we've inserted the picture, is to apply the reflected rounded rectangle picture style. All right, reflected. Oh, found it on the first go. Okay, so the reflected rounded one is this one right here. So go ahead and click it. And that's everything for step number 11. Step number 12 asks us to move slide number 3 between slides 1 and 2. So go ahead and click over here on slide number 3, drag it up so that, well, drag it and drop it right in between slides 1 and 2. And that's 5 points for step number, that was step number 12. For step number 13, first order of business is to display slide number 4. And we're going to insert a new slide. Let's see here, insert a new slide with the section header layout. In the title placeholder, type Visit Fairbanks and view the Northern Lights. In the text placeholder, you'll type with Kodiak West Travel. Okay, so let's get started on inserting a new slide. We have slide number 4 selected, and so we're welcome to then insert a new slide. We'll get to that right away. And so with slide 4 displayed right here, viewing the lights from Fairbanks, you're still on the Home tab, and what you do is go ahead and click New Slide, and the one that we want is the second row here, third column, called Section Header. Go ahead and click that. Then what it wants us to do in the title placeholder, which is this one up at top, says click to add title, type in Visit Fairbanks and view the Northern Lights. Be sure that you are capitalizing the correct letters. Otherwise, you may be marked down some of these 10 points. And then in the, another email. And then in the text placeholder, you'll type capital W with Kodiak West Travel. Now, I'm making sure to press Shift. This could be something that could negatively affect your score. I am holding Shift to capitalize the W, the K, the W again, and the T, although this particular style is in all caps, all right? But I made sure to just go ahead and go the extra mile and capitalize the first letters of each of these 4 words with Kodiak West Travel, the W, the K, the W, and the T, in the event that the grader recognizes that under the hood or behind the scenes. And just like that, 10 more points to you. Step number 14, as I scroll down, we are just about done here. Well done, team. Asks us to apply the uncover transition and change the effect options to from top. So let's get to that. And from here, you will, on your PowerPoint file, go ahead and click anywhere out here to deselect the text box. And then we're going to click on the, it is Transitions tab, which is a very handy tab. And it says apply the uncover transition, which is over here in the transition to this slide group. And hover over uncover and go ahead with slide number 5 selected. Click that and notice what happens. You'll also see this green, I guess that's the style for it as well. And so, yeah, that's how the uncover transition works. Second order of business is we want to change the effect options from top. What you'll do is we're still on the transition tab and still in the transition to this slide group. You'll notice an effect options button. And if you hover over these buttons, they'll tell you what it does. So that's always a good habit. Click on the effect options drop down and we'll have it we'll change the effect options to from top, which is this one right here, and notice how that works. I think that's pretty handy. Now I'll tell you to look at the timing group over here on the top right hand side, and we want to increase the duration to 1.25 seconds. So hit this up button twice or type it in so that it lasts a bit longer. And we want this transition to be applied to all of the slides. So again, transition tab, timing group, apply to all, so that this, and you'll notice here on the side, this one says play animations, the stars here play animations. What it'll do is by applying to all, you'll have this same from top transition between all of the slides, right? And you can always test it out by clicking this button right here, which is the slideshow button. And so why not? Let's just see if it worked. Here's the first one. Go ahead. Oh, wrong button. Pardon me. There's our first slide. There's our second slide. Oh, that is not working as it should. Pardon me. Let me go to the very first slide. Learn from my mistakes really quick. There we go. Northern Lights. There's the next one. From top. There we go. And notice how, notice all of our changes. Looks pretty great, right? And that's the end of the slideshow. So bear with me, that's everything for step number 14. Step number 15, you'll know on these projects that once it tells you to insert a header or footer that we are just about done with the project. We are 95% of the way done. And so insert a header and footer on the notes and handouts. Let me show you how to do that. For a total of 4 points, what you'll do is you'll click on the Insert tab. All right, so I'm already there. In the Insert tab, over in the text group, there's a button called Header and Footer. Again, you can hover over it and even click on Tell Me More to learn more about headers and footers. But go ahead and click that, and it says we want to include the date and time, so click this button. Updated automatically, already there, and that is the date, at least the date of this recording. Update automatically, page number. So go ahead, click on the page number button. Let me have a look here. Oh, there we go. Actually, that's my bad. Header, footer, notes, and handouts. So actually, not here on the slide. Disregard that. Click over on the Notes and Handouts tab. Here is where we're going to include the date and time. Updated automatically. It looks like the page number is already included, but you can always click off, click back on, and make sure that it works. And then we're going to put in a footer. So click here on the footer button, and you want to type this in exactly. It's 1G as in gamma underscore northern underscore capital L lights. And we're going to apply this to all of the slides. So click the Apply to All button. And then on, this is how you really know the project is just about done. And congratulations, we're doing great out there. Let me have a quick look. You'll go to the File tab. There we are. Bear with me just a moment. Display the document properties. Let's see, info. So again, let me navigate back. Go ahead, click on File. And click on Info on the left-hand panel. The properties are right here. And it wants us to, under the tags, which is right here, we're going to add the following tags. And notice Northern Lights is actually lowercase. Oops, not Northern Lights, Northern Lights, comma, capital F, Fairbanks, as in the city in Alaska. Those are the tags. If you're a Mac user, it will say keywords. It'll say Mac users use the keywords box. Can't show you that. I'm on a PC right now, though I do have a Mac. If any of you do need any extra help, I have done these projects on a Macintosh computer. So reach out if you have any questions. But if you are on a Mac, you will likely have to do, indeed, you will have to do some extra work on the side on a Mac to learn how to use the various shortcuts and all the various tools on a Mac and how they're different from a PC. Simulations may help, but you do need to do a little bit of extra work if you're using a Mac. Please reach out if you are wondering what I need to do, but essentially you just need to, just like here where the tags are keywords, there are other features and other buttons that may be different than doing it on PC. And again, that'll be up to you to note and learn the differences between PC and Mac. That said, that's it for the project. So make sure that you saved the file. All right. It says, it used to have you save it in a very specific way. This one's just letting us save it as is. Again, note to save this. I should have said this earlier in the video, but for future reference, please be sure to save after every step. And you have 3 attempts at this assignment. And so let me show you real quick how to upload it to MyLab IT. There's a second video on how to submit a grader and how to improve your score from a grader assignment. Those are short videos that I can send you at a later time. Really quick though, I will upload this, see how we did today. I know that there were a couple of slides where the theme, I believe, was incorrect on mine. So I'll show you then how to get that feedback and improve on your work. This is the fun part. I mean, the whole thing's the fun part. What am I saying? I love teaching technology. I love using technology, and I hope you are all enjoying this as well. So let me show you how to submit it. And so in the same place in course materials, under the correct chapter, and this is the first chapter of PowerPoint, what you do is you go to the same place that you downloaded the files, which is this button here, 1G Northern Lights. And that's this. We've already downloaded the files, and just making sure that this is working all right. We've downloaded the materials. Check. We've done step 1. We've worked on the assignment on our computer, and we finished it. Check. Now what we do is step 3, which is upload the completed assignment. So you got to remember where you save it. Find it, and we're recording, so good. Just checking some things on the side. I usually keep mine still in the downloads folder. I'll go right here, and I'll go, this is the final project right here, and then you have to click the upload button. So be sure to upload your PowerPoint file, your final PowerPoint file. When it's 100% done, what you'll do is, you've got to wait for it to say success before you submit it for grading. I'm glad that I nearly got impatient there. So make sure that it has been successfully uploaded before you submit it for grading. And it says, great, we've been submitted for grading. We can close the assignment. I've been listening to Mozart. I lived in Salzburg, Austria for a year. I also was a teacher in Salzburg, Austria. Wonderful place. I've taught in Tokyo, in Seoul, in Salzburg, Olympia. Did some student teaching down in the Portland area where I got my master's. And I've been in Bellevue teaching since 2016. Absolutely love it. Teaching's the best. For me anyways. I mean, to each their own. Now this will say pending for some time, but what I'll have you do is click these 3 dots, right? Click these 3 dots right here and go to View Submissions. And wait as the next page loads. This will give you the score, some feedback. All right, 88.7. What you do next, and you get 3 submissions, right? If you click on View Activity Details, you'll notice that there are 3 submissions allowed. Click the button right here in kind of the area, just kind of in that tab area. And you'll notice, yep, I did not apply the Ion theme with the second blue variant to the entire presentation. And you can see that. I noticed that right away in my presentation. So then what I can do is with my other submissions, I can then go back, and so this is what the final project looks like right here. All of them are blue. I can go back and make sure that I change all of these to Ion, right? And so that'll get me enough points. Actually, I missed 2 points right there. Anything above a 90% is worth full credit on the grader assignment. And so I can check the drop down right here, and you'll see that I applied it to some of them, but here's how I can get some points back. Let's see where else we may have made mistakes here. Slide 3, okay, so you click this drop down right here, and it looks like for the paragraph, ribbons of blue, green, pink, and purple luminescence are caused by, I did not set that correctly, and so I lost 3 points there. And it looks like I did not format the picture correctly, and it said the picture style was not set to as per final document, okay? Now, this isn't a perfect system, right? It won't catch absolutely everything. You may have done it, but in a okay, how do I say this? You may have done this step, but in a different way than the book expects you to. And so if you ever have any questions, or you feel as though you've been misgraded, or if you're in a situation like this where you're at like 88.5%, 88.6666666666666%, that'll go on infinitely, 2/3, and you go through here and you notice, oh, well, I did that. And I think I did do some of these things, but it looks like I didn't set, let's see here, in the shape title, visit Fairbanks and view the Northern Lights on slide 5, the text was not set to visit Fairbanks and view the Northern Lights. I did something wrong on step 13. Now, another thing you can do too, and I believe that's all. Yes, I did everything else correctly. You can download the live comments report, which is really handy. And effectively what the live comments report is your PowerPoint file. I'll enable editing on it. Yep. And it'll tell you. So we got that 88.66666666666 infinite. And it'll tell you kind of, it's called a markup report. And so you can go in and you can see the comments. Well, here's an error. There's an error. You can look at the comments. And the comments are over here on the right-hand side. Click the bubble, the text bubble, right here to see what mistakes you made and where, right? So I made a mistake here. I clicked it and it said I didn't set the theme to Ion. And it says the variant was not set as per instruction, right? And so, and let's see what I did wrong on this one. The paragraph visit Fairbanks. The text was not set. The text was not set to visit Fairbanks and view the Northern Lights. So after I've enabled editing, what I can do, since I have 2 more submissions, is I can go back, edit my own file, go to my lab IT, go back, and I can resubmit it as many times as I need to. Just by going to the spotting course materials on the grader, same place that you downloaded it, you will re-upload it. And what I'll do is I will make sure to take your highest grade out of all of them. And so that's that. That's how to get your feedback. That's how to see your score. And that is the first grader for this class, PowerPoint 1G, Northern Lights. Thanks for working with us. And I can't wait for the next project. See you, everybody.